Good morning, Jamila. It's
Hi.
really, really nice to meet with you. And I believe I can call you Jam.
Yes, I prefer it.
You prefer Jam, okay. Jam, we just gonna chat, and I'm really interested about you. Like, what is Jam? Jam's likes, dislikes. Like, what is it about Jam that makes Jam Jam?
What is it that makes jam jam?
Yeah.
I like.
So, please forgive me. I'm like full of corny jokes. Yeah, but I'm really interested. I mean, I know a little bit about you. I know that you're a mum. I know that you've got a little one with special needs. But I heard that you also like thrive in business and you enjoy messing around in all the entrepreneurial activities that come with such things. I heard an interesting story about something that you did during COVID where you needed to set up a little business. I'm interested. Like, tell me more about you.
Yeah, about that. I'm a creative. At my core, I'm a creative, so I feel like I can't limit myself to one category
All right.
of a career, of working, of operating. It just so I've been in the fitness industry, entrepreneur side of things, women in finance,
Oh, wow.
hair,
Okay.
makeup, you name it.
Oh, that's
You
pretty
name
cool.
it.
Now, tell me about the fitness thing. Like, when was that, and how did you get into that?
So actually last year I was
Okay.
managing a boxing gym for a celebrity boxer in Umhlanga.
Who?
I'm not sure if you know Francois Botha, the White Buffalo.
I've heard of a. I don't know if I'm thinking of the
He
right
fought
one. but
Mike
okay.
Tyson.
Oh wow! Yeah, how
Yeah.
did that go? Did he? Were you worried
He
you wouldn't have a
lost. It
job
was
the next?
Tyson. It was Tyson.
He lost. Okay. All right.
It was
Okay.
Tyson, you know,
Right.
but he did really well. He
I
lasted
hear.
longer than most people would.
But what an experience, eh? To get like knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I think it would be an honor.
Really? Okay. I think you'd be scared. I think like you just have nightmares, constantly. Like you just see people coming out, like, "What are you doing there, boy?" And it's gonna whack you up. But
So
anyway.
this was a while ago, actually, that he fought Mike Tyson in his younger days. Now he's actually in his 60s. But we were
okay.
trying to market him as a person
Okay.
because people still love him.
Right.
You know, they know this guy's fought Mike Tyson. They want to train where he's trained. They want to be able to do what he did. So that's what drew the crowd to the
cool.
gym.
Okay, cool. So that was in Umhlanga.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so you managed the fitness gym in that way. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
the boxing gym.
And then what is next?
Since then, I've still been in the fitness industry. I've been more on the side of personal training people.
Oh,
But
cool.
for the people who can't obviously get to a gym, you get a lot of people who can't get to a gym, a lot of moms that are stuck at home or have other commitments and don't have the time to get
Ooh.
ready and to travel to a gym. And,
Right.
so I try to cater for that need that wasn't catered for.
That's a very interesting point that you bring up. Moms, and I talk about it, because obviously I'm married, I've got a little one, so my wife is a mom. And I remember my mom, and I look at my, aunts and mom-in-law, etc. There's a lot of responsibility for a mom. And I think we often take for granted, men take for granted that your lives are pretty much the same as ours, just with different, sort of responsibilities. But in actual fact, there's a lot that has to happen for a mom. Like during the day, I look at some of the things that my wife has to do on a daily basis, and I'm actually quite shocked because, I would think I'm having a great jam-packed day, and in actual fact, it wouldn't be as busy as what my wife has to.
Yeah,
do.
and we kind of managed to cram it in the same amount of time.
You guys do. You do a great job with that. And I think that's also important, and not to just put a punt in there, but it's one of the reasons Capital Vaults actually ensured that we were mom friendly. Our facility, our privacy suite, like the one you're sitting in, is friendly for moms because you can come in with your kids. This expectation that moms are just going to find someone to take care of their kids while they come and transact.
It's harder than it sounds, hey?
It's ridiculous. And also as a mom, you don't want to do that. Like, you want your child with you.
Exactly.
You don't really like the idea of, a coffee shop attendant taking care of your kids while you're busy, doing your vault transaction. That's a bit crazy. But anyway, not to get too off topic. So then you're a mom, and as you were saying, continuing along the journey of momhood.
Yeah. As a mom myself, I remember a point where I just became a mom. Everything was different.
Okay.
It was very panicky, and you don't have the chance to go to a gym at that point. You can't take your newborn to a gym.
Right.
You can't take, even at 1, they're not exactly.
Yeah, they're not gym ready.
Yeah, they're not for that environment.
Right.
You can't just, even the little daycares at the gyms that they have, it's not exactly friendly for a 1-year-old.
For a 1-year-old, of course.
Yeah. They require
So what would you do with that? So
I catered for that need. I wanted to be able to go to the moms.
Okay.
Bring a service to them, come with motivation to them.
Right.
So
Okay,
that's what
cool.
I was doing pretty much after that.
I can only imagine how many moms must have been thrilled that now they had that option, that you've had that service available.
Yeah, they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it, but I obviously wanted to put more time into my financial advice.
Okay, all right. So from training moms and offering fitness at home or fitness at your convenience, you got into financial services.
Oh, I've been in that throughout for about 2 years.
All right.
I was doing several things at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Typical
so supporting
entrepreneur.
my daughter, it's literally just me.
Okay.
Literally just me.
All right.
No grandparents.
Single mom.
Like completely.
No support structure with mom and dad and.
Not with anyone
Dad's
at
parent.
all. No.
Okay. Wow. Well done.
Yeah. So I have to do
tough.
about 5 things at once. That's why you'll understand the dynamic of me being a financial advisor, but I'm also training people on the weekends or after work. So once I'm done with till 4 p.m. Once I'm done with my full day job, financial advice, in the afternoon, I'm traveling to the moms, and I can do that with my kids because I have to be able to cater for their kids.
Okay, that's really cool. I like that you've got that hustler spirit. Forgive the term, but you have to, eh?
Yeah, you got to. Our economy, we have to.
Yeah, but also it's, I suppose it's something you have to have in you when you're a parent. Because, becoming a parent is, everyone will tell you about it, and then you don't actually know what they're talking about. Or you sort of think you know, but then you don't really know until your kid is there, and then you're like, oh, okay,
exactly.
I get it now. I've got to do a 9 to 5 or 5 to 9, 9 to 12, whatever. I'm just going to keep hustling until this child has everything that they need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And with the special needs kids, everything's way more expensive.
Right.
Schooling is more expensive. There's 1,000 therapies that they have to go for.
The OTs and
medication. Yes, the OTs, the speech therapy, the ABA therapy, that's behavioral therapy.
Right.
It's one thing after another.
That's a good hustle to get into, I think, as well.
Actually,
now
that you mention it.
They are very expensive. I can imagine, the opportunity that lies in there. But okay, if you're comfortable, do you want to tell us a little bit about your little one's needs and how that's sort of shaped, your thinking in terms of how you're going to prepare? Because, I'll bring myself into it. When my little one was born, actually before she was born, I like thinking, not really doomsday, but I'm always thinking worst case, and
that is me.
50.
That is me.
Financial planner, of course.
If you think of worst case scenario, you're always prepared.
Yeah.
You're always prepared.
Got to be ready. So I recall constantly going through different iterations of what my little one's life would be like and what would the world be like. Would she have opportunities that I had? We were lucky. We were born in this sweet spot era. When I say we, sorry, you're far younger than I am. But my generation, we were millennials. We were born in a sweet spot era where.
I am a millennial as well.
Are you? Okay. Okay. Cool. So.
96.
96. I've got 10 years on you. I'm 86.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Am I a millennial? Jeez, I don't even know anymore. So we were born in this era where there was opportunity for us now, ample opportunity. And then just after my generation, it started getting a lot harder. And I noticed that. So I'd like to think we were born in the sweet spot era. But, you start thinking about what are the things that your child might not have access to. You know, being a hustler
I get
is
that mentality.
yeah. It's I mean, being a hustler or like an entrepreneur, being someone that's driven constantly, is fine when there's something to drive towards. If that makes sense, like you have to have an opportunity to make something from.
Yeah, purpose.
Exactly. And if there isn't that space to maneuver as an entrepreneur, then you sort of limited to whatever jobs are available, so what people would pay you for at the end of the day. And it can get, I suppose, challenging in that way as well, because I'm very blessed where I am at the moment, but you get people who end up in jobs that are very prescriptive in their nature. They don't allow you to really behave or extend yourself to your full ability. They don't allow you to really apply yourself and think.
You're limited to the job role.
Exactly.
And you're limited to that salary. That has been a struggle for a while. I've actually left a lot of jobs because it limited me.
Yeah.
Now, where I am right now, they don't. It's not even just that you're working with so many companies at the same time as an independent contractor. It's more the flexibility of your time and your hours.
Right. Because time is the big thing.
Time.
That's the real value. I agree with you. I think if all of us had more access to our time, if we owned more of our time, it brings a lot of joy into your life.
Maybe that's actually a life hack, to find a way to make the most of your time.
Most of your time
feels different than it used to.
True.
Let's be honest.
Very true.
Before,
very true.
An hour felt like ages. Now it's like we can barely get one task done in an hour.
Really?
Time feels like that now.
I think you're right. As we get older, it becomes quicker. It just flies by. Hey?
Maybe it's with more responsibilities, like we were saying earlier. Maybe it's added responsibilities. It makes the time feel shorter.
I think it's that, and I think there's also sort of a routine that gets developed. A good friend of mine and I were having a chat the other day, and he was telling me, he says, time is actually moving very quickly. And we started talking about it, and it was like, my feeling on it was, at the time, was because of your relative age, like a day against a 1-year-old's, 1 day against someone who's only 365 days old is a long time, versus 1 day against someone who's now 40 years old. It's a very short period of time. But then he brought up a point, and he said, yeah, but it's also, remember, your brain goes into an autonomous mode. They actually talk about in one of these books, thinking fast and slow, somewhere here, unless someone took it. It's very possible as well. Yeah, it looks like it's gone. Someone took it. Anyway.
I see Richard Branson, brilliant author.
Yeah,
brilliant.
He's a great guy. So, you get into a routine, and when you get into a routine, your mind sort of puts your consciousness into a subconscious state during that time. So you'll think about times when you're driving. If you're so used to going to a certain place, your mind sort of puts you on autopilot. Like you don't even realize you're there. And you're like, wait, hold on, what did I? And then that's sort of a good way of articulating the subconscious mind taking over, basically putting your consciousness onto more important tasks. So you're not really conscious of what's happening on your schedule for the day, because it's all mundane. It's all quite routine. And then in that way, you blink and you wake up and it's like the whole day's gone. 8 hours is gone. And you're like, whoa, okay. And something profound that he mentioned is like you have to find a way to mix up your day. You've got to do something unusual, strange, out of the norm, something that wouldn't have been expected. And in that way, you mark the day, because you'll think about in the entire day, all you'll remember is that thing that you did that was
that
out
makes
of.
sense.
Yeah, it does. The clever guy. I mean, one of these days I've got to ask him to come and sit on this couch and
for sure.
talk a bit more. So sorry. So yes. So we were talking more about you, and then I kept interrupting. My apologies.
I have no idea where we were.
Okay, I think so we were basically talking about the fact that now you are in financial services, and your employer gives you the flexibility, and that allows you to have more value in your life, because you've got access to more of your time, more time with your little one, and obviously more time to think about all the different businesses you want to pursue.
is actually how I feel like they sold me the job in the interview.
Okay.
I feel like I attended the interview, but they kind of sold me the job, and they were like, no, you'll have the kind of flexibility. As a single parent, we know at a certain point you need to pick your kid up from school, and then you have that other half of the day to be able to spend time with them.
Right.
So that's how they kind of sold it to me.
I mean,
On the priority of my child being still, I'm able to take care of her needs, and I can still be a present parent.
right.
Which is more than we can hope for.
Absolutely. It's so valuable because, like we're saying, time is going by so quickly, and you miss their childhood. They're little at one point.
True, as much as you focus on it and you want to absorb every moment, it does not last long at all. It just flies by.
And I think it hits home when you're looking at your phone and the memories come up.
Exactly.
And you're like, wait a second, this was last year. And they look so different. And their personality, you're watching a video and you're like, did they really speak that way? Like, how did I miss so much of this? How did I forget that this is what they once were not that long ago? Kids I think they are the best. So just coming back to that point, like, what are the things as a financial advisor you would recommend to parents? And I think we've also got to think about it in a way that makes sense, because not everyone is financially
savvy.
Thank you. I was going to use a much poorer word than that, but savvy is the right word. We're not all financially savvy. So when I think about the things I want to do for my little one, I would think that most parents would sort of think along those lines. Make sure that they've got some sort of savings set up or investment set up. I like Krugerrands because you don't have to think.
That's appreciating.
It's appreciating constantly, and every time the presidents around the world decide to do silly things like start wars, etc., they print more money, and then the value of your Krugerrand just increases drastically. But I like it because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to follow stock markets. I don't have to follow people's pips and whatever those forex terminology markers are. I don't have to know all of those things because I'm not someone who wants to sit 12 hours a day studying market results, etc., to figure out which is going to be a good investment, which I suppose is what a financial advisor helps with. Yeah. But that's me personally. So what are the things you would recommend parents, new parents, and maybe parents who have kids that are now entering, that 8 to 10 year, maybe even teen year range? What do you recommend they do in order to start preparing for?
There is so much I can tell you. There is so many products I can think of that can benefit your children.
Right.
But what I've been working with a lot recently that a lot of parents didn't know about was education plans.
Okay.
So at the moment, if you're paying about 50,000 Rand a year, which is, I don't even know if university costs that much at the moment. But if you're paying, for example, 50,000 Rand a year right now for a 4-year degree, by the time your kid is 18, if your kid is 1 right now, it will cost you 120,000 Rand a year. Okay,
so 50 now, to 120. Okay, so that's like quite a significant jump.
It is. And
what is it?
So that goes up by 5% every year.
5%
They're just
compounded
estimating.
Every year. Wow.
They're just estimating it could be more.
Probably is more.
Yeah. Okay. So not everyone has access to that. 120,000 straight up, but you obviously want to be able to give your kids the best education in order for them to build a life that you're praying that they have.
Right.
So that's what the education plan does. Basically, you invest small amounts every month, and at the time they reach 18 and they have to be in university, that is fully covered.
Okay, great. So is that like tertiary fees plus your, I don't know, if they need to stay there, is it boarding?
So there is different options. There's different plans for everything, but...
So the idea behind that is make sure you get in touch with Jamila.
Of course.
What's your socials like so people can reach you?
I am Jam the Financial.
Jam the Financial, that's a cool name. So,
my regular page, my creative side is Jam the Virgo.
A jam the burger. Okay.
Yeah, it's like so for everything that I do, it's jam the something.
Okay, cool.
So it's jam the financial, jam the glam. That jam the glam is the hair, the makeup, the winner, the works,
cool.
the creative, and jam the Virgo is the more the marketing side.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So financial advice, jam the financial.
Jam the financial.
Okay, expect a lot of DMs. Yeah. Okay, cool. So jam the financial, and people then will basically be able to give you their story and tell you. I mean, obviously, a person like me is not going to be the same as a person like Josh is not going to be the same as a person like Jamila.
I know exactly what you're saying,
got different needs.
which is exactly why I moved from where I was. Okay. Initially, I was representing one company.
Okay. One size fit, and they expected it to be a one size fits all.
Exactly, and you're supposed to sell this company to everybody, but to me, it didn't sit right.
Okay.
I wanted to be a financial advisor, not a brand pusher.
Right.
So I wasn't saying buy this, buy this. For example, I don't know if we can say this or you're going to use it, but for example, let's say I work
Just get ready to beep. Sorry.
For Discovery.
Okay.
Right, let's say I work for Discovery.
It's a big company, I'm sure we can say that.
And I love Discovery, I love the products, the benefits. The benefits are unmatched.
Right.
But if you limit yourself to one, then people just believe you're just trying to sell a product, you're just trying to sell a company. You're not actually looking out for what's best for them.
Yeah, and people will pick up on that because it's not authentic now. You know, it's like, I met with Jamila and she's like, yeah, you need this Discovery plan. And then, you know, someone I recommend meets you and then you're like, yeah, this same Discovery plan. We're like, hold on, but our needs are so different.
Exactly.
How is it that this plan
different
is
lifestyles, different budgets.
Yes.
It works out a lot for the people who already have Discovery products because they have integration discounts.
Okay.
So that excites people. But
all right, okay.
not
with
everyone,
Vitality and all of those.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm currently on it as well.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
Let me ask you silly questions, right?
Okay.
If you had today R1 million lying around, you didn't know what to do with it. What would you? So today, and you've got a young child, let's say 8 years old, got R1 million lying around, and you didn't really feel as though, you know, the bank giving you 6.5% to 7% interest was a good way. And plus, the taxman's still going to take, you know, I don't know what your tax bracket is on, but pretty much up to 45% of whatever interest you earn, the taxman's going to take that portion away. So what is it that you would recommend as a financial advisor to a parent of a youngish child with $1 million that they don't really need, but they do want to have protected and they do want to have a good return on it by the time the child is 18? Put you on the spot.
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I've got that.
Okay.
I have actually thought about this for a while. I said if I had access to that kind of money, I would definitely invest in a Cap 220.
Cap 220. Okay.
I'm sure you've heard of that investment.
No. Is it an ETF?
It's a very elite investment.
Oh.
They have a minimum of 100,000. You've got to start off at that.
Cool.
And the returns have been amazing.
When you say amazing, like what are we talking about?
So why it's called Cap 200 is because the return is 200% of
200%
what you put in.
Over what period?
If you put in $1 million, you're receiving 5 years.
So you will basically double your money in 5 years. That's 20% return, not compounded.
And if the stocks go up by more than 3%, it's 300.
Or then they change the name to Cap 300.
It's Cap 200 or 300 slash 300 plus.
Okay. Okay, cool. So that's what you would do, so that you could double your money.
I've always thought to myself from the time I've seen that investment that if ever I come into contact with that amount of money, that is what I would do with it.
You know, it's just quick maths, right? And I'm not the best person for this, but I'm going to try my luck anyway. So in 5 years, you double your money, which means that now you've made another $1 million. The taxman's going to take 450,000 off that, which means that you're left with 550,000. So if we use your example where a child is 1 today and in 18 years' time, you know, if school fees is 50 grand, it's going to, you know, turn into 120 grand, roughly. So at that point, you know, if every 5 years you're doubling your money, but you're also losing, you know, 45%, do you have enough at that point to just pay for what you would have paid for today? Does that make sense? Like, are we beating inflation here?
Investing is not obviously your only option.
Right.
Setting up a trust as well.
To protect your assets, sure.
Yeah, setting up a trust for your kids. So we also do that as well. So we do wills, estates, trusts. I think everything financially related that you can think of.
Okay.
So that is definitely something I would look into, setting up a trust so that if I am not around, being the
sole provider.
The sole provider
and caretaker for
my
your
kid,
little one, of course.
I would obviously want to set something up that takes care of her for a very long time.
Yes, that does make sense. That's every mum and parents'
and I have no idea what to expect for her future. I'm just putting my best towards it and trying to work with the skills she has.
Okay.
You know, whatever I see her strengths are, I'm trying to play into that.
Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah. All right, so we just hope that life takes care of us and our kids thereafter. And then, okay, so for the normal person like myself who doesn't have R1 million lying around, and you've got a relatively modest income, household income. What if you only had 1,000 rand or 2,000 rand a month spare? What would you then recommend? So we can't go into Cap 200 now because they're not inviting us anymore. They want 100 grand or
you
more.
You do not qualify.
We're not good enough, clearly, for Cap 200/300. What's the next best option? I've got 1,000 to 2,000 rand lying around. Not really lying around because the fact is, we'll find something to do with it. But if we had an option, discipline.
Realistically, 1,000 or 2,000 extra in a month, it kind of just
disappears.
It literally just disappears. But me personally, I would not put it towards an investment because then it would be tied up for a very long time.
So fixed investment would be a good option. I would say
invest towards something that would create generational wealth.
Wow, generational wealth of 24 grand a year. How do we do that? Please tell me.
With your life.
Okay. Oh, life
investing
cover.
Towards your life. Now people misunderstand this and think that life is you're just paying towards your death basically.
Right.
And that only comes into effect once you die. There's no other benefit. But if you look deeper if you sit with an advisor, they would be able to show you the benefits while you are alive.
Okay.
And how it would benefit your family and how to be able to know what is the right amount to leave behind for your family based on what you provide per month.
Right. So basically ensuring that the income that you provide, the contribution that you give towards your household
your family is still secure
is taken
at the end
care
of the day.
That does make sense. I've always believed, I come from that school of thought where life cover must be basically to cover whatever debts you've created. So in your lifetime, if you're an entrepreneur, you've taken out lots of loans from banks, etc., to fund the different businesses that you might have gone through, property if you've bought it, vehicles, etc. So my thinking was take out life covers so that when I pass on, my family are not burdened with debt, but all the assets that have been accumulated that would have been encumbered before I died are now available for them, and they can use those assets to continue generating income. So block of flats, for example, that might generate some rental income, a business that will generate income through operations, and obviously that type of thing. But I take your point as well. Like if you are doing the 9 to 5 and your salary is, I don't know, contribution 30 to 40 grand or 50 grand a month, that's contributing towards a household. It would be a serious knock if all of a sudden that money was no longer there.
If you think about the impact on your family after that, if you think about them not be able to afford the home they live in, to be moved around between family to family.
Oof, and that we know doesn't work.
No, it's just to create that security.
Yeah.
Even when you're not there, your family is
taken care of. Yeah, that actually does make sense. So you've got income replacement if there's an injury, income protection.
Income protection, that's inclusive it can be inclusive in your life cover.
And then dreaded diseases as well.
Dreaded disease, disability,
and then
automatic child cover.
Okay.
Within those benefits, they have automatically your child is covered within that. Not at an extra charge, it's literally automatic benefits.
That's pretty cool. Okay. And then obviously lump sum for taking care of the tax man who's always there when you have something, and obviously whatever debt you've got, if they are.
So that would be factored in.
Okay.
So what advisors would do is they would sit down with you and make a list of your assets, a list of your expenses, a list of your debts, and we would be able to balance that out. So we'd tell you how much you'd need to be able to cover the debt and to be able to take care of your family.
Okay. And is 1,000 enough, depending on your age? Like if you're starting young, let's call it
1,000
20s.
towards your life cover.
Yeah.
You could even go less.
Less.
I would be honest, I wouldn't tell you, 1,000, yeah. You know, like, it sounds good, but you can literally start from 300 and up.
So
it depends on what works for you.
How much would 300 buy you, roughly? Just
I cannot estimate that
really?
Out of my head. We look at also the benefits and how much you'd expect to get paid out within each benefit, your income continuation, through your disability, if you want 500,000, 1 million.
Okay.
You literally got to put it together.
Okay, all right. So each person is unique at that point. That does make sense. All right. What do you think about gold? I like Krugerrands, like I said. Capital Vaults doesn't sell Krugerrands yet. We will buy any Krugerrand, gold Krugerrand, and we pay the highest price for it because we give you your full gold value. But I do think that it's probably one of the better investments.
Gold is a brilliant investment. It's always appreciating. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's got its dips, obviously, the price drops. But my point is that, a coin, a Krugerrand, is a Krugerrand, whether the market doesn't value it anymore as, 80,000. I think today's price is roughly about 82 grand or somewhere along those lines. But if the market doesn't value it at 82 all of a sudden and it goes to 75, the fact is you still have the coin. And if you're holding it for long enough, it actually doesn't matter
as
what the market is.
As it rises again?
It has to rise, right? Or that's what, I strongly believe in. Obviously, I'm not giving anyone advice.
I've actually watched it fluctuate daily. So that is something that I was looking at. I was actually within a jewelry store.
Oh, okay.
I've worked there as well.
Nice.
So I was in the marketing side of things, but I did look at that. I did look at the rise and fall of the Krugerrand because they did sell it.
Okay. Yeah, fantastic. So what do you think? Good idea? Obviously, I know most financial advisors say not more than 5% of your investments must be in gold. I think I'm a little bit more bullish, and I put a lot more towards it. But that's only because it's money that I don't feel I need right now. Because the thing with gold is, of course, you've got to sell it if you want currency, and currency being, rands and cents at the end of the day. But if you're just using it as a store of value, which I think is quite important, I think it's pretty impressive. But what's your thoughts on?
It is, like I said, gold. I believe that gold is a
good investment.
Is definitely a good investment.
Okay, cool. Well, we're on the same page. Great. I think so many different things I want to ask you, but I think also I want to know a little bit about Jam. Are you a car person? Do you like cars?
I do like cars.
Terrible investment, we know that, but you do like cars.
I do. I wouldn't say I'm exactly fully knowledgeable about it.
Not a petrol head just yet.
No.
Okay,
no.
Cool. Well, what's your dream car? Assuming all your financial interests have been taken care of, you've invested sufficiently, and this is just surplus cash. If you had 2 million rand right now, surplus, you literally did not need any more investments. So put the investment brain off for a bit. What car would you buy for 2 million rand right now?
That is such a tough question. There's so many factors to consider.
Brand new car, it can't be second hand. It's got to be brand new. It's got to be fun. And it doesn't matter how much it loses a month. It's not relevant.
It's got to be able to go places.
Right. So
it can't limit. The last thing I would want is to be limited to a perfecly paved road. We don't live in that kind of country.
You want an off-road type of vehicle.
Definitely.
So 2 million rand, what are we looking at? Defender. We're looking at maybe an
That's
X5.
definitely my direction.
Is it? Okay. So a Defender. Yeah, very cool. Okay, nice one. Jam, if you were in a situation where you absolutely had to travel, relocate for work, which country would you choose and why?
I would say Canada. It's
Canada,
the least politically problematic.
Right, very neutral country. Super cold though, man. They've
I'm
got-
not a fan of the drama, hey? And I can do cold.
Okay,
I
you're
can do
fine with
cold, yeah.
sub-zero degrees.
I believe I was born in winter.
Okay.
I was, yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy the cold.
Okay, good, cool. All right, so you want a place that's apolitical. Cool, fun stuff.
Yeah, as little drama as possible.
Really? Okay, cool. Birthdays, are you big on birthdays?
I am.
Okay.
I buy birthday gifts in advance.
So you're a gifter?
Definitely.
Okay.
I get more excited to buy other people's birthday gifts than wait for gifts on my birthday.
Ah, okay, interesting. So you're a giver. That's
and I
very cool.
literally can't wait for the day. I end up giving it to them the day before or 2 days before.
Without mentioning anyone's name and making anyone feel awkward, what's the most you've ever spent on a birthday gift? Or like a range of gifts for a birthday?
I don't spend all that much, but it was over 10 grand, I'd say that much for a holiday.
That's a lot of money.
It was a, yeah,
but it's a holiday, so it's an experience.
It was a holiday, yeah.
That's clever. I like that. Okay, cool. I think very interesting. I love the perspectives. I think for me, what stuck out was that you're a mom. And I think being a mom is absolutely, it's one of the most important jobs in this world. Being a mom and a dad. I know dads don't maybe get all the credits.
If you're doing it right, you get the credit.
Well, I mean, like if you had to put it in perspective, and I fully recognize it myself. I mean, mom is far more important in development of my little one. That's really important. And dads get to enjoy them. They just get to come and play and laugh and hug and kiss and all the great stuff.
True,
and
but
feel the.
In my opinion, if you're doing that and you're maintaining a healthy relationship with your child, and you're providing for them, obviously the basics.
Right.
You're doing your job.
Yeah. And it's fun.
Maybe that's just me. That's just me. Maybe everyone has a different opinion on that, but I feel like if you're doing the job right, it doesn't.
To the best
Even
of
if
your
it's
ability.
like it's a few roles that you have to play, and you're doing it right.
What is right?
That's good
What does
enough.
it mean? What's right? Because
Healthy.
healthy. So
Nothing
everyone's happy.
that's going to affect the child negatively. Everything that you do to think about this could potentially damage them long term, or if I say this might obviously make them think of themselves in a certain way that would ruin a part of their personality.
Okay, so giving them the space that they need to be themselves. It's difficult because we grew up in an era of discipline.
Yes.
Kids were taught etiquette and they were taught certain manners that for me up until now, when I see kids behaving differently, it's weird for me because that's like normal. That's normal behavior. But we also, we grew up in the time of parents disciplining with force as well. So
yes, I'm there.
Are you?
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, that's where we were.
And now it's very different, hey? Now it's
very
like
different.
very conscious parenting, very.
I think that's quite beautiful. I think that is really beautiful.
It is, and you have to adapt.
Yeah.
The world is changing constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly, you have to be able to adjust.
And I think we took the beating, so we're like, no, we don't want our kids to ever go through that. We don't want to endure, our kids to endure that. And also, I think it does affect the parent-child relationship.
It does.
You can only get beat on and like take it for granted that that's the norm until you realize, like, actually, no, this is not normal. I don't like it. I'm not happy with this. I think there's a lot there. Some parents will swear by beating. That's great.
But we're smarter now. In our current era, there's so many methods to discipline kids.
Sure.
There's so many avenues to work with, like removing privileges. It's so simple sometimes.
Yeah.
That tablet or that screen time, gone. Fix that behavior. Okay. We good? You good? Okay.
Go through.
Have your privileges.
And what about like giving them chores? I know your little one is 8, mine's is 7. Giving them chores, teaching them responsibility, teaching them how to start earning money. I tried that from a young age. My little one is not having it. She's like, nah, it's fine.
Oh, I don't think she's there at that age. 7.
Yeah, she's like, listen, I mean, look, when I was young, so I always keep thinking about myself. And I know it's not the same. And I know my child's never going to be like me, which is good. Those are all good things. But I was so motivated to make money. I have no idea why. But I literally, for as long as I can remember, childhood days, like my little one's age and maybe a bit younger, buying sweets from Macro with parents' money, of course, and then selling it to the kids at preschool and primary schools.
You won't believe I did the exact thing, but as a teenager,
okay,
we would go to Macro and buy bulk of those black cherry lollipops.
Oh, okay.
And I would have them in my backpack walking around the
You want a lollipop?
schoolyard.
You want a lollipop? How's
Slip the money in the bag. You weren't allowed to do that at school, though. You know,
really?
They made quite an issue about it, so you had to be
covert. Oh, like legit. Yeah. Okay, I was kidding. So you were a dealer at school, a sweet dealer. Jeez.
At least it was just that. You know?
Stepping stone. What's it called? A gateway occupation to some more serious and nefarious items. But anyway, yeah. So like,
I've also had that drive, you know, from a young age. But I was a teenager.
I feel like the kids, you know, and another friend of mine spoke about it, and obviously you read a lot about it. But if they don't have the circumstances that necessitate hunger, there's gonna be zero drive towards resolving, obviously, that. In other words, you know, hard times make strong men, strong women and men make good times make weak people make bad times, and so the cycle continues. But how do we simulate struggle so that our kids have some sort of ambition, some sort of drive, some sort of energy to go and figure out how to make money and not rely on a 9-to-5. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a 9-to-5. I just feel that with most 9-to-5s, you are very limited, like you said. And then also you get into the situation where you are so dependent on this specific 9-to-5 that when the company that employs you goes through financial difficulties, which is very common these days, and there are retrenchments and, you know, restructurings that need to happen, you're sort of left in a situation where you've got to jump into any other 9-to-5 now just to make things work, but you haven't thought about, are there other options? You know, could I start, like our forefathers, can I start selling, you know, fruits and vegetables at the market? Can I, you know, sew? You know, our people were very entrepreneurial because they had to be. They didn't have a choice. Besides working the job, they had to become seamstresses. They had to be tailors. They had to be farmers, and you know, not just subsistence farmers, but also farming to produce and to sell. You know, you become a mechanic, you become a plumber, you become an electrician. You learn any trade so that you can feed your family at the end of the day. And I just feel like kids now are missing out on that important lesson because we're going through that period of really, you know, good times. Like, we are the people who benefited from the good times. And now the next phase would obviously be maybe slightly worse times. And how do we prepare kids for something like that?
I always admire the way my dad did things. We were never short of anything. But when it came to luxuries, we had to work for it.
That's great.
You want something extra, you have to put in, you have to put in that extra effort. You have to put in that extra effort, you have to help out with something. For example, when we were kids, if we wanted extra, we'd help with the task that they were busy with. And then we'd make a little bit extra and we'd be able to afford that luxury for ourselves.
Right.
That is basically how he trained us.
So,
we didn't realize that at the time. But now if we sit and think about it, we were short of nothing. But if we wanted extra, you have to put in the work.
Good. That's obviously a good way to look at it. Was your dad, were your parents in business or?
They were initially.
Okay.
Initially, when they started off, they were business people. They started off a few restaurants, opened a butcher
Nice.
here and there.
Okay.
But my dad's been in IT for most of our lives.
Okay. Okay. Great stuff. Yeah, I think that's a good lesson from Dad. We should try and adopt some of those practices.
We were never really like, do you want a phone? Okay, we'll get it for you tomorrow. Never.
Oh, really?
Why do you need this? Why do you need this specific item?
Right.
Explain to me how it would value your life.
How's it going to improve
Okay,
things?
you need to be able to afford that if you want that.
I like that.
This is how you can do it.
And what about like going out and seeing friends? Because you need kids to have that social development as well. But now it's like play dates and kids' birthdays, and it's like outings. And, for everything there's an outfit that's required. And then there's, all these various expenses that come through. At what age do you start telling your kid, okay, cool, no problem, you can have your play dates or your dates or outings, but you've got to earn some money for it. I can't keep funding it.
I'm not even sure what age I would start doing that. I feel like experiences, I don't mind investing in experiences for her. Material things that I would be a little bit stricter on.
Okay.
Like that's stuff you got to work for.
Right.
Experiences are different.
Okay, so you'd fund experiences. Yeah, I like
Definitely.
that actually. I do like that. Yeah, that does make sense. Let them see and be exposed to as many different things as possible. It sparks some sort of excitement within them, and it might spark an idea that revolutionizes not even the world, but at least their life at some point.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. And what's a luxury for kids these days? A phone is not even a luxury anymore.
I would say it is.
Is it? Okay.
It is.
Tablets?
It is, even though my daughter is 8 and she has one.
Right.
It's still a luxury.
Okay. So how does your 8-year-old earn her tablet?
It's for educational purposes.
Okay.
Everything else is blocked off until she gets that blank kind of screen time, where they just sit and they watch a movie, or that's all blocked off until a certain time.
Okay.
So she's limited to that, and it's used for more educational purposes.
Okay.
So she's excited because she has a screen, and I'm happy because she's learning.
Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Very, very, very nice chatting with you. I really appreciate you coming through and spending time with us. I obviously wish you all the best, and I hope in time we get to figure out more about what is the right things for our kids to start investing in, because Warren Buffett said, he started investing at a young age. Someone's going to correct me. I read this a long time ago, the Snowball, Buffett's book. I think he started at 10 or 11.
Wow.
Silly age like that. It was illegal for him to invest, so he had to get his parents to buy the shares for him, and uncles and aunts and whatever else. But he started at a super young age, and he said that it was still too late. He wished he had started earlier. It's a funny thing to say. It's like 10
I'd love
and
to
11.
read that actually.
Very good book, The Snowball. Warren Buffett's book. Very, very good. Intelligent guy, hard worker, disciplined.
I get that, the snowball.
Yeah.
As it rolls,
Compounding.
it bowls.
Yeah, the eighth wonder of the world, compounding. Yeah, that's what, interest, etc. It'll be very interesting to circle back at some point and figure out what is it our kids should be doing now, earning, so that they can start building. Like I took all my personal thing was, I took all the cash that we had given our little one, and siblings and parents and aunts and uncles and all of that contributions, we put it into an account for her, and I converted her entire account into a Krugerrand. Or obviously not a full one, but a fractional one. And I told her I'm doing it. I explained to her, and I took a risk, of course, because I have to make that decision on her behalf because she's still too young. But I told her I believe it's a strong investment for you. And thus far, she's made 110% or 120% return on her investment. Just obviously notional because we haven't converted it back into currency for her. But I mean, that's remarkable. I don't think that's an investment that
I don't think people speak to their 7-year-olds the way that you do, but I also believe that if you speak to your kids like they are the most brilliant human beings and they understand everything that you're saying, they believe it.
Yeah. And they learn.
She is
They
going
learn
to be
quickly.
brilliant, money savvy,
Ooh,
definitely.
you know, we hope. So thus far, she looks like she's enjoying life a
As
lot.
she should. At 7, as she should.
As she should. But yeah, I so far I think it's been a good move for her. I'd love to see it in 10 years' time when she would be close to 18, to see whether I've caught up. You know, whether I've kept up with what expectations may have been. She may even be able to, with that money, fund her own schooling, which would be cool, or tertiary education rather. That would be very cool. Good lesson as well. So she's not signing up for student loans and that sort of thing. She's got cash.
Yeah, we don't exactly want our kids to struggle the same way that we did.
Yeah, burdening with debt. Oof, no one needs that. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to come back and have a look at those things. But thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It's been fun chatting. Yeah, if I was looking at you, I would have said RS6 if I had to guess what car you'd take.
I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, because that speed, it's a good-looking car. It's got everything you need, all the luxuries you need, and it's just crazy. One of my friends is obsessed with the car. He sends me memes and videos every single day.
Car.
Stunning! What a stunning vehicle. Obviously, you'd have to buy it second-hand because you're not going to get a new one for 2 million, unfortunately. But yeah.
Then I got to make more.
Make another 700 grand. Buy yourself one, 35% more. Thank you so much for your time. I hope we get to chat in the future, and all the best with all the activities and different businesses you're pursuing, and Jam the Financial. If anyone wants to speak to Jamila about financial products and services, I think that's the way to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.